destiny sign. Weak struggles fade, all's made right when speed chases dreams in the moonlight. Saturday night, the local track lights up bright. Engines roar under the moon's soft light. Strapped in tight, adrenaline's call. Round the bends, pushing through it all. Crowds cheer as we race the fight, taking mile late model to new heights. Crossing the line, checker flag waves high. Cheers erupt beneath the night sky. Trophy in hand, victory sweet. Dirt on my shoes, dancing to the beat. Friends gather round, laughter's gold. Stories of triumph eagerly retold. Tonight we celebrate glory in sight. A champion born on this electrified night. Driving home, the late model trailing behind. Feeling the joy that only dreams can find. Memories of speed and the thrill of the chase. Already looking forward to next Saturday's race. The road unwinds under silver stars gleam. Grateful for the victories woven in this dream. Well, I was just a boy when I got my first taste. My daddy took me out to a NASCAR race. The smell of rubber and gasoline in the air. I looked at him and said, Daddy, I want to live here. And I was 17 and hanging out with the guys. Got a couple tickets to the Coca-Cola 600 that night. And we were sitting in the stands with some beers in our hands. And when those cars came by, we all just stood and said, whoa. Feeling those fast cars flying by. It's the roar of the crowd, it's a hell of a sound. And I just wanna stay right here. Feeling those fast cars flying by. It's the roar of the crowd, it's a hell Adrenaline rush at a staggering pace. Round the bends with victory near. Speed at Daytona in fifth gear. G-forces pull as you tighten the turn. Fuel in the fire, let your passion burn. Dash through straights for the win you yearn. Heart strumming to the finish line's return. Cutting through the air, focused vision with a determined stare. Every second counts in this intense chase, pushing the limits to claim your place. Spinning gears, it's a thrilling race. Adrenaline rush at a staggering pace. Round the bends with victory near. Speed at Daytona in fifth gear. Leading the pack around the track. Mirror drive and staying on the attack. Concentration sharp, never looking back. Front of the race, never losing the knack. Cross the line, the crowd's wild cheer. First place secured, you've conquered the fear. Fame on the horizon with the trophies gleam. Winning the 500s, living the dream. Spinning gears, it's a thrilling race. Adrenaline rush at a staggering pace. Round the bends with victory near. Speed at Daytona in fifth gear. In the infield, spinning around. Celebration echoes, there's victory in sound. Tire smoke rising, leaving marks of pride. Revel in triumph, let the joy ride. Victory lane awaits under shining lights. Champagne showers on this glorious night. The race is over, but the spirit remains. Champion's glory flows through the veins.
Here at the Sprocket series here in Kansas now. Let's pull up the tower here. And of course SDK is deciding not to show anything now that we're actually here waiting. So of course I'm Base Puppy here live with you again. In the booth with me tonight is Mike DeWalt. He's going to be our race controller for this race tonight. Mike, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you, sir?
Doing pretty good. I'm hoping for a good one here at Kansas. I'd love to be showing who's fast in practice, but SDK is not wanting to communicate right now, which is fun. So, try and see if I can fix that. So we're still got a few minutes left in practice. I know, let's see here, I can pull up fast lap so far. Connor Rowe has a fast lap right now, the 30.88. Merrick Watchman, 30.95. Matt Bolio, 30.97. So, pretty fast lap times. Mike, do you think there's going to be any correlation between these practice times and qualifying, or do you think they might get quicker, slower? What do you think?
Yeah, I think you can put a little bit of stock in these practice times for qualifying. I expect the 5 car to probably challenge for the pole based on what he's done in practice here. And I think Merrick Watchorn, of course, he's kind of the man to watch in qualifying into the race. So I think it's probably going to be a battle between those two. But who knows? Maybe someone will surprise us in qualifying and put it on the pole.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely always an option here. And they just, the field in Sprocket is always very talented. There's a lot of guys here who can do a lot more than what they usually show. So we'll see if someone can get a shocker here. I mean, and Merrick hasn't even gotten the pole in all the races he's been in. He's pretty consistent with the top 5s, but Kendorian Davis stole a pole at Auto Club. There's some other people grabbing poles ahead of him, so we'll see who can actually grab it tonight. And SDK is being just so stupid for me. Of course, it's right as I go live, but it starts to break. And here we go, finally.
There we go.
All right, so yeah, you can see a little under 3 minutes left in practice here. So we got Connor Rowe with the fastest practice lap, and I'm sure track conditions have changed since he put that up. He put that lap up pretty early, but so you can see our drivers' practice times there. And Mike, just based off of this, is there any driver you want to kind of watch and you can probably pick for a win here?
Yeah, I mean, just like the whole season so far, I think the 91 is the guy that everyone's going to be looking at and watching, especially mirroring what he does during this race, because he certainly knows how to get around these tracks, especially mile and a halves. But I think Moglia, the 10 car, he's got a lot of ARCA, the old ARCA car experience, and tire savings tire management is going to be a thing for sure in this race, and so he's going to be as good as anybody to figure out how to save his tires, is maybe even better than Merrick. So we'll see. I think it's going to be between those two guys, maybe even Evan Allen. I'm not sure. We'll see though.
Yeah, and I see Matt's in the chat saying Connor Rowe might win, and that's a definite possibility. I mean, he's obviously showing some quick times in practice here. We'll see how he can do in qualifying and in the race. He had a heartbreaker last night getting DQ'd out of the Bristol race because of incident points while running in second, so that was just terrible timing for him. And Moglia actually just posted a faster practice time, so he's now got the fastest time in practice. And of course, we mentioned Merrick Watchorn. He is the two-time winner in Sprocket. So he's been dominant so far. He's our points leader, so he's got a pretty good chance. And I do want to call out Andrew Allen, if I can find him. Yeah, there he is. He's shown some fast times. He's been pretty quick overall in Sprocket. He won the season opener at Daytona, so he's got some good momentum, and I think he can have a pretty good shot here. Outside of that, Brandon Meyer is in the field tonight. We didn't expect to see him. He's coming. He's 8 days after a hip surgery, so we didn't expect to actually see him on track for a couple of weeks, but he just got right back to it and is managing to push through. So we'll see how he can do tonight coming off of that. So it should be pretty exciting. We've got a lot of fast guys here and a lot of good competition. I mean, Evan Allen, Andrew Allen, Blake Schneider, Condorian Davis there, Fordson Poston you see there, Ryan Robertson. And even further back in this practice thing, you got Munson, Enright, Justin Potts, who was last week's winner. Robert Scully Jr. is pretty quick. I mean, there's a lot of guys with a lot of talent here.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Kyle Munson. That's a guy that kind of flies under the radar as well. He's definitely a guy that I've kind of seen improvement from last year to this year already. And I mean, I know he knows how to save tire and be patient, so this could be right up his alley.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is the thing, is like, because the fuel run, as you said earlier, it's about 40 laps. So tires are going to be the key here. You got to manage them and save them. And this track with the high banking is going to be a little rough on them. So you got to figure out how to actually, conserve those and when you want to actually start pushing and run for it. But we're going to get into qualifying here. We'll see if I can find anybody on a lap. So you see Connor Rowe is going to go ahead and go out for his. We'll watch him real quick.
Yeah, he'd be a good one to watch. He's basically our version of Mr. Excitement here in the Gears Racing League.
Yeah, every now and then he has his big moments. I mean, that's definitely for sure. He's pretty consistent with just having pretty good clips that you need to get of him. So we'll see how he does here. Comes out of pit road nice and clean. Gets up to that wall. And Matt is asking if Min Heng is here. I don't think Min Heng is in the Sprocket Series currently, Matt.
Yeah, no Min Heng this year. He was one of the contenders last year in Sprocket, but no Sprocket for him this year.
Connor takes his green flag. You see him already dipping down through 1 and 2 there, sticking to that white line. And that's obviously the quickest way around here. Good run through 3 and 4 there, and we'll see where he crosses the line here. Get some times rolling in here. So Rowe goes fastest so far. Original pull with 30.98. As you see all these times start flying in. And it looks like he's going to carry that momentum. I mean, he's just setting really solid groups right there. I mean, just his line placement's pretty good so far.
Yeah, and everybody, speaking of lines, like everyone's running the bottom.
I mean, it's the quickest way
I've been on
around
track.
here.
It is the quickest way around. I'm watching Merrick right
We'll
now.
see if Conor
He's
Rowe
running
can
the bottom
improve on that one. He did
as
not
well.
improve on that one.
Okay.
Merrick Watchorn's first lap was a 31.14. We'll see if he can improve with the second lap. And
A little
he
bit,
did,
but nothing.
Yeah, but he did not improve there.
Yep.
Let's see here. Tom's already stopped. I think just about everybody who's out has run both their laps now. There's Mobley is on his second lap here. But right now, provisional pole, Conor Rowe 30.98. Very quickly followed by Blake Schneider with a 31.04. Merrick Watchman with a 31.12. So very close times here, thousandths away from each other here. We'll see if Mowgli can improve. And he does. New provisional pole of a 30.95. So that is majorly quick right there. You see Fortson Poston here.
See what Fortson can do. He's usually a pretty good qualifier this year.
Yeah, his last was a 31.31, so there's definitely room for improvement on that. We'll see if he can get faster here with this second lap.
And this is the first time he's ever been here, so on iRacing.
And he does improve slightly, 31.26 for him now.
Not bad.
Let's see here. I think everyone. Oh, we got Meyer running, so he's going to be taking his. I think this is his green flag right here.
Yep.
So let's see how he does. And of course, like I mentioned, he is 8 days outside of a hip surgery, so he is doing this with one leg. So I guess he's just got a heel toe throttle brake there. He slots in right there in 10th with a 31.39. We'll see if he can improve on his second lap here.
You think he runs Sonoma next week in Cup?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't know when his painkillers are going to run out. And he's going to take his checkered flag here, see if he improves at all. And he does improve, jumps up to 5th with a 31.17.
Not surprising.
So
He's
pretty
always
quick times there, but Matt Moglia getting a 30.95 for the pole. Conor Rowe starting second with a 30.98. Blake Schneider with a 31.04. Merrick Watchman with a 31.12. And Brandon Meyer with a 31.17. And those are all some pretty quick times, so that'll be this should be an interesting one. Everyone seems pretty similar on pace here so far.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and do the grid walk here. I'll be right back.
All right, so yeah, our race control is going to go do some race control duties. So we are now jumping into the warm-up for these guys. So I'm going to take this opportunity, and I'm going to bring up the points for everybody. So this is our points after last week. You see Justin C. Potts with that win moved up 11 spots into 15th. And we've got 3 people tied here for losing 5 spots. But our points leader still Merrick Watchorn with his 2 wins. And you can see in all 4 of his starts he's had top 10s. So he's ahead by 80 points there. So that's a pretty big lead. And then we've got Brandon Meyer in second, Condorian Davis, Andrew Allen, Joseph Enright, Matt Moglia, Jimmy Inslee, Mike DeWalt, Robert Ruscello, and Conor Rowe, your top 10 in points currently. And the playoff system in Sprocket is purely a point your way in. So wins don't matter. It's purely points, and it's going to be the top 10 guys are going to point in. So that's who you need to watch. And some of those battles are pretty close right there from about 5th on back. 4th on back is really close. It's just that leader who's way out in front. So we'll see if someone can move their way up, find their way in tonight. And so we'll go back on track, see if anybody is running. Don't think they are. So we just kind of have to wait here a little bit. Yep, we are gridding. So now it brings up some drivers for us. All right. So let's get to the front of the field here, we can do our grid walk. So, on pole, Matt Moglia. Outside of him, Connor Rowe. Behind them, Blake Schneider. Outside of him, Merrick Watchorn. Then we've got Brandon Meyer, Fortson Poston, Justin Potts, Robert Ruskello Jr., Kendorian Davis, Kyle Munson, Joseph Enright, Nicholas Van Hemert, Devin Lucan, Ryan Sizemore, Ryan Robertson, Tom Torrey, Alex Snyder, Andrew Allen, Clay Aries, J.J. Moore, Evan Allen, Stephen Jr., Terry Fennell, and Jimmy Inslee rounding out the field. And the pace car is off. So we're going to be going green here after this 1 to green. So we're going to roll around the track once here, get everybody set. Matt with some good stats in the chat there. Merrick and Tom have an opportunity to take sole possession of first on the Gear Sprocket Series all-time win list, currently tied at 2 with Min Hang. So yeah, there's not been a lot of multi-winners in Sprocket. Of course, last season we only had a little eight race mini series. So this season we're going to truly find out who's actually in charge of Sprocket, because Tom last year won 2, Min Hang won 2 last year, Merrick has won 2 this year. We have a couple of one-time winners, and maybe we can tie here. So if Merrick or Tom wins, they'll go to 3-time winners, and they will be the win leaders in Sprocket for all time. But we'll see who can come out on top here.
Should be a good one.
It should be, and our pace car is off.
Green flag, green flag.
There's the green flag. Connor Rowe with a little bit better of a launch there on the restart. And inside there, we'll be side by side through turn 1. So let's see, looks like Connor's going to clear him. Yep, Connor's going to clear him and take control of this race so far. So we've got Connor Rowe out front, Matt Mobley 2nd, Merrick Watchorn in 3rd, but Blake Schneider is moving up the inside on him. Got Brandon Meyer in the 71 car there, still hanging out in 5th. Connor Rowe took control of this race on lap 1.
This is getting single file up really early too.
Well, I mean, I know some of the drivers were complaining about the setup and just it was both tight and loose at the same time. And we had both, I've lost my train of thought. So it was tight and loose at the same time, and there were a couple of drivers complaining about it snapping and whatnot. So it might be just a, tactical choice of go ahead and get single file. Don't try to be racing anybody side by side right now, and just get in set, run your strategy, save your tires.
Right.
So 91 car kind of getting swallowed up right here by Brandon Meyer. Justin Potts right there. Looks like Brandon Meyer's going to get the spot from him. So Merrick falls back to 5th so far. We're fairly single file here. So we've still got Connor out front. Moglia chasing him down. Blake Schneider in 3rd, Brandon Meyer in 4th, Merrick Watchorn in 5th. Let's see if I can actually pull this up and it will work. Yep, cool. So here's our changes off the start here as we hit into lap 5. So we've got Connor Rowe, Matt Moglia, Blake Schneider, Brandon Meyer, Merrick Watchorn, Justin Potts, Fortson Poston, Kendorian Davis, Robert Ruskello Jr., Joseph Enright, your top 10 currently. A lot of movement throughout that field so far, a lot of jumping around. So we'll see who can come out on top. We got a long race. And Mike, as we're going green here, and hopefully we can stay green, I just want to mention every race we've done so far, I've mentioned your name in every, I think Tom's mentioned your name as well in every Cup Series broadcast, but you're coming up on 2 years without a win in gears. Is there, you think, a reason for that? Or is it just you just can't manage to get that extra inch to win? What do you think is the main reason for it?
Yeah, it does keep coming up. You're right, but I think it's a combination of two things. It's hard to get that extra oomph to have an advantage over some of the fastest guys. And I just think the person that wins is just far and away better than the whole field, and then somehow I end up in second sometimes. And so usually these second place finishes are not exactly like I have the second place best car. It's just kind of I end up there because of people's misfortunes and things like that. I feel like at least, but it's kind of just a matter of people like Van Drugman and people that are dominant are winning these races, and so it's like not only am I losing these races, but no one else is. There's no way anyone else is gonna win them. So it's like kind of combination of both. Like I'm not fast enough to get these wins, but also like I don't even have a chance against some of these guys.
So you're going to say it's mostly down to just the influx of faster drivers joining the league, like Van Drugman, Aiden Donahue, Colby Hogan's really stepped up his game. So it's just there's drivers who are now faster than you that you can't necessarily compete with. But with you even saying that, you've, I think, had, what, 2 second places now in the 4 races we've done in Cup? So you've been up front, you've had those chances, but it's just, is it a not capitalizing on every opportunity, or is it just a you don't have the pure pace to actually outduel these people?
Yeah, I think, like I said, like I think some of these second places I'm not the second best car in the field, and so sometimes I just kind of just end up second for whatever reason, and then I'm just not even close. Usually when I get second place, I'm just way behind the leader at the end anyway, so it's not even close. But I know it's kind of self-deprecating, but I have a long way to go to get better. But I am learning and getting some good feedback from my teammates too. There's a couple of them that are actually pretty good at iRacing, so that's definitely helped the setup.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely helpful if you have guys around you who can help you improve and sort of talk you through things and whatnot. So, I mean, it's definitely useful, and we see that a lot in Gears of slower guys getting on teams with some faster guys, and they actually start to improve as the season goes on and they get those pointers. And that's really good to see, but it's just like you've been so close so many times, and even in championships in Gears, you've come second in the championship, what, twice now? 3 times?
I think twice, and then I got third last year.
Yeah, so like you're always constantly fighting for wins and fighting for these championships. You just can never manage to pull it out. But it's like at some point you've got to, there's got to be a chance somewhere for you to capitalize on it. And just I feel like that day's just gonna come sometime. Just it's somewhere down the track. Because I don't know if you're going to be able to actually go another year without a win.
Yeah, it's definitely on my mind. Definitely trying to get the monkey off my back. But either way, I'm having a blast. Not only racing in the league, but running the league with you and our admin team and owner team. It's been an awesome year so far. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, we've had a lot of growth this season and now fully expanded into the second series, which right now this race just running real smooth, real green. Everyone staying really calm, just trying to stay single file here. A little bit of battling for position here or there, but overall everyone's staying really calm. And that's kind of the marquee of our Sprocket series is just most of these races we're going to run in Sprocket are going to be pretty chill, pretty calm. And it's just part of the skill level. There's smaller fields in our Cup races. Like right now we only have 24 people on track, so a lot smaller than our Cup races, which we have 40 on track constantly, so not as many opportunities for people to be in the way, and that's kind of just part of it. Do you think we're going to see any specific trends tonight in this race, or is it just you think we're going to try to just run it green flag, maybe hit our what 2 stop to run this out, and we're pretty much done? Just try to run your strategy and stay out there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly how this setup builds as the run goes on. I don't know if it's incredibly loose or whatever, or just plows. But I mean, just the look of this race, you can tell it looks green, and that's kind of what I felt like was gonna. Oh, as I say that, the 2 car goes around on the backstretch with the 33. They kept it straight, so no caution.
See, I mean, we're always going to have some squabbles in the back as faster guys try to get around some slower guys, but good we can keep it green there. Don't need a early caution to ruin people's strategy so far.
That was pretty comedic timing.
Yeah, I mean, just you had to go and say stuff. And you see Luke and tap the wall there a little bit. What I'm interested here is we're already starting to see that high lane develop, which I think that's kind of the bread and butter of Kansas on these long runs is you start to just ride that wall and get your runs off the high side. You see a lot of these guys sort of mid-pack still running low, but that high lane is really developing. There's quite a few guys already running in, so that'll be interesting to see how much it can develop and if people get single file just running up there. I think our battle right now is right here with Lucan. So he seems to be holding up a couple of guys who want to get around him here. So who's in the 16 car? Ryan Robertson.
That's Ryan
right
Robertson
there,
in the Jeff Burton throwback.
And he's going to try to get around Lucan on the inside here.
He ran the Prilosec car last night. Jeff Burton throwback.
Major slide job on exit there.
And I don't think he wants to be near that 52 car.
Matt, a fuel run is about 40 laps, and Matt's saying that he's getting a report that lap 16 is when the tires die. So right now, apparently, is when tires die if you're running full bore, which I hope no one's been running out crazy and already killing their tires. Because it's going to be a long one. You got to try to save those, try to make your fuel run for this to be a proper two-stop. But at the same time, there is a strategy there of just you run full bore, take all your tires, you just pit for tires, and do a three-stopper maybe, and see if you can make up time on old, passing people on old tires there. So we'll see here. We got a battle here with the 77 and the 31. So 31 might keep it.
And the big battle behind them, 4 cars under a blanket.
Let's go find that one. With Ryan Robertson in the 38 here, yeah. Kyle Munson's making a move on Ryan Robertson there. Kind of leaned on him a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. We got someone in chat cheering on Justin Potts, our last week's winner. So he's where is he sitting currently? So he's currently sitting in 13th. So he's got some room for improvement there. Yeah, Matt calling out Munson definitely saved his tires now because he's starting to move through this field a little bit. See if he can catch Lucan here.
Someone else that really looked like they were saving is Merrick Watchorn. He's in P4. I don't remember where he started, but I think it was right around there.
Yeah, he fell back a few spots on the start, but I mean he's definitely fast enough and smooth enough. He can try to make up spots with some tire strategy here. But yeah, right now he's safely in 4th. Schneider looks like he's caught up to Mowgli a little bit. He might be still making some time on him. But Connor Rose has not been able to run away.
Yeah, it's heating up up front. But, I mean, you look at the 31 car, J.J. Moore. I believe he started 21st. He's up to 7th.
Yeah, J.J. Moore is currently up 14 spots. You see him make a move there on Brandon Meyer. So he's been making, he's up now at 15 spots in 6th place. That is major improvement there.
And he was the guy that challenged Merrick at the end of Texas a few weeks ago.
That is true. Yeah, he was showing really good pace there. So let's see here. He's got 2.5 seconds to Fortson Post in there, so he's starting to cut into that a little bit as well. But right now, Merrick looks like he's right there in front of Fortson.
Fortson doing a great job
About
so far.
2 seconds back from Blake. But Blake is right on Moglia, who's right there behind Connor Rose still in front. And
Blake as well.
Yes, I'm very interested in this pit strategy. Who's gonna drop down first? When are these leaders gonna come in? How are they gonna run it? Are they gonna try to get their fuel run? Are they going to go for tires? I feel like there's a couple of options here for this two-stop, because then you also have short pitting toward the end to try to just run a full fuel run toward the end, or you can try to pit it late and then just have fresh tires for that last run. There's a couple of options there.
Yeah, I think it's 40 lap fuel, so we'll see people short pit or go all the way with it.
We've got a couple of guys under a blanket back here. Got Andrew Allen, Joseph Enright, and Evan Allen right here. And they are all over each other here. See if they're going to keep squabbling or if they just want to stay in line.
Kyle Munson getting another one.
Round
P8.
taps the wall a little bit. It's Joseph in right by. And Van Hemert gets by. So
Got racing all over the
back
track.
there. And back to our leader. Just a little bit of time to Moglia. Moglia slowly reeling him in, about a 10th a lap right now. But Blake Schneider is only 3/10 behind Moglia, so this could be a battle that heats up really quick. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Yeah, there's a couple of guys who are just all over the place. There's some battles here. We'll jump to Robert Scala Jr., who's right behind Munson there. He's going to try to grab a spot. Devin Luke is still hanging out right there. Guys stay real calm, collected. I don't think we should have many issues here. Kansas is a track where you can run pretty open, pretty clean. There's a lot of room with some decent banking. It's not a technically challenging track for a lot of people, so hopefully we can get a really good one out of this. We have just cars under a blanket back here.
Yeah, I'm watching that. I'm watching that. I'm holding my breath. You got 3 wide.
Justin Potts really falling back. Looks like he caught the wall there.
Oh, 24 gets
24
loose.
spinning.
Off 4.
He's going to lock it down. He's going to go on the inside. Just get it rolling. Get it straight.
Oh, he would have been better off just spinning that out.
We're going to keep it green here. He's rolling again, but he has lost a lot of spots off of that. And that split up that little pack that was working there. So now we've just got Jimmy Inslee on the back and Nicholas Van Hemert there. And everyone else relatively spread out. Back to our leaders here. Moglia still about 6/10 behind Connor Rowe, with Blake Schneider about half a second behind him. So our leaders are keeping a pretty consistent pace up front. Merrick Watchorn about 2.5 seconds back from Blake. So our top 5 hasn't really moved around. JJ Moore up into 6th, still plus 15 spots for him. He hasn't been able to really catch up to Fortson there. Oh, okay. Yep. All right. That was just a little glitch. It's blinked out a little bit, so it messed up my timing for a second there. And we see Snyder trying to make some moves on Evan Allen there. Of course, Snyder in that New York Yankees car, because, you know, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. MLB trying to steal that motto there. So it looks like a lot of our battles have kind of calmed down. Not a whole lot of movement around here now.
Robertson almost got loose off 4 and spun it out, but he saved it.
And I mean, and that's why we have our hour practice before the race session, so we can get out here and actually get some time on the track, experience the conditions, figure out what's going on here. And so I think that actually helped a lot of these drivers, because the setup early on cold tires is a little snappy. So it's good to see that a lot of these guys got some good practice laps in and got some track time. So now on lap 32. Fuel run is about 40 laps, so our pit window is open technically. I haven't seen anybody go down pit road yet, but I would assume those stops are going to start pretty soon here. We might see some alternate strategies from those in the back. I know Brandon Meyer always likes to do some sort of alternate strategy. He's currently sitting 12th, so he might be interested in trying to do something different.
Yeah, it's about a second and a half of fall off from lap 1 to
Robertson
now.
catch the wall there. So Scully Jr. is going to try to make a move on Devin Lucan.
It'll be tough making that pass on the bottom.
Yeah, like that high lane is pretty broken in now. It's pretty rubbered up, so people are trying to get those good runs up there. And a little update on our leaders here. Connor Rowe has been kind of caught by Mobley still slowly reeling him in. But Blake Schneider has really fallen off, about a second and a half back now, and they're still about 2 seconds back to Merrick. So first and second, we're getting closer, but behind them it's starting to spread out a little bit more. And JJ Moore right here on the bumper of Fortson Poston. see if JJ can get it done here. He's going to stick to that high side. Looks like a pretty easy pass there. So we see the double zero on the apron.
First taker.
He's going to be coming to pit. JJ Moore up into 5th place, plus 16 spots from the start, which is just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that's getting it
Let's
done.
see here. Let's try to get our battle first up. Nope, not want to work for me.
These lap times are very on top of each other.
Yes, they are.
The top 5.
Here we go. So you can see our top 10 currently. Connor Rowe still in 1st, Matthew Mobley still in 2nd, Blake Schneider still in 3rd, Eric Watchman still in 4th, JJ Moore up 16 spots in 5th place, Fortson Poston in 6th, Kyle Munson in 7th, Kendorian Davis in 8th, Devin Lucan in 9th, Robert Scully Jr. in 10th as we stand right now. Of course, pit stops are going to be starting here really soon for everybody, so we'll see how
Comes
that
Merrick
changes
Watchman
things.
going on.
Yep, Merrick Watchman is going to pull into the pits.
Connor's coming next time. From the lead.
So this pit cycle has started. Hopefully we can keep it green.
Oh, we got one spun on the pit road. He saves it right inside Moore.
And this pit road entrance is a little bit tricky as we see Connor get slow and come to the apron there. Matthew Mobley pitting right behind him. Blake Schneider's going to stay out for another lap. He will inherit the lead. JJ Moore right behind him. As we also have Fortson Post and Kyle Munson and Dorian Davis in pit road currently. Merrick Watchorn is now exiting pit road. We'll see where he comes out. And I mean, and this is the wild card in these races that we have where it's just massive green flag runs. These pit stops are everything. You cannot mess up anything.
That's
and
right.
Blake Schneider is really ruining his entry here. He manages to save it. Oh, he might get a penalty for passing the cone before he entered. We see Justin Potts jumped him on the entry. Not Justin. JJ Moore jumped him on the entry there. Devin Lucan inherits the lead. He's still out. Passes Matthew Mobley to put him a lap down currently. Connor
Unfortunately, it
Rowe
looks like
comes out of pit road and he's going to hopefully stay right here on the lead lap. He's got fresh tires. He should be able to outrun the 52. Evan Allen on fresh tires there. He's going to make the pass on the 52. It looks like he's slowing down to pit as well. Robert Scully Jr. almost locking it up entering there. Nicholas Van Hemert coming in. Jimmy Inslee coming in. Let's see what Snyder does. And it looks like he's slowing up a little bit here too. Yep, so Snyder's going to come down pit road. So Connor Rowe is going to stay in the lead. Matthew Mobley at 2 seconds behind him. Merrick Watchorn about 1.5 seconds behind him in 3rd. Will be 3rd once we get all these passes done. So that's the full cycle pretty much. I don't think anybody really jumped anybody else except for JJ Moore moved up in 4th from that.
6 car was disastrous. He got a unsafe pit entry, so he's still in the
what
pits.
I thought. Yep. Yeah, because he really locked it up and then went past the cone before he entered. And,
Yep.
I'm getting asked what happened to Munson. I don't know if anything happened to Munson. Well, he's still on pit road. Or no, he's a lap down now. So there's a possibility of speeding there or something.
I'll check on it.
Yeah, so he's down in 22nd currently. 1 lap down. We see our leader trying to fight some lap down traffic there. Here's a battle. We've got a couple cars under a blanket down here. Jimmy Inslee, Steven Jr., Clay Aries. These guys are running real close. We'll see if they can slow down.
Looks like speeding for Munson.
Oof, that is a absolute race killer. Just green flag all the way through. Possibility, but Lucan might have had an issue. He's just now exiting the pits. pass on Clay Aries there. Let's see if he can keep rolling up. We got this battle with Jimmy and Steven Jr. there. I don't know if they're going to be able to get single file here. They keep running side by side. They'll be burning both their tires.
Speeding for 52.
Yep, so some speeding penalties are going to be a problem here. That's what I mentioned. You got to be really good on these pit stops. Everybody going to the pit wall, and somebody was
in the grass.
That's Justin Potts.
Last week's winner,
Still
Justin
rolling.
Potts, wins again.
He's keeping it straight. So we're going to keep it green here. I just want to bring up J.J. Moore has a bit of a foul line here. So we'll see. I think that's a couple of lap down cars in there as well. Yep, so a couple of lap down cars separate Fortson Poston and J.J. Moore there. We'll see if Fortson can get around them, start that battle up. Ryan Robertson right on the back end of Condorian Davis. J.J. Moore only about half a second ahead of Fortson Poston. Got around those lap down cars. So we'll see if he can keep that speed up and run it down a little bit here. Got on him. And there's a little bit of draft here Kansas that you kind of take advantage of. Looks like Fortson is reeling him in pretty quick here. Should be on him in about a lap or two.
Based on that first run, I mean, those guys up front, they did not show any signs of really abusing their stuff. So I don't think anything's going to change.
The only thing that's changed in our top three is Blake Schneider had an unsafe pit entry, so he got held on that pit stop. So Merrick Watchorn inherited third, but our top two are still the same, Connor Rowe, Matthew Moglia. And they're running pretty similar times to what they were. Connor Rowe got a little bit more of a lead coming out of pit road there. But it looks like Moglia might be catching him a little bit here. I'll have to keep an eye on that.
And look at the back end. He must have left the wheel loose.
It's unfortunate. Fortson not gaining as much on J.J. Moore anymore. He's starting to lose a little bit of time on him. Let's jump to Brendan Meyer here. He's within reach of a couple of cars. He's got Condorian Davis and Ryan Robertson there ahead of him. So Condorian will try to get around Ryan Robertson. We'll see if Brendan Meyer can manage that at all. Still just some pretty clean racing, just nice, simple battles, nothing crazy. Matthew Moglia is catching Connor Rowe relatively quick. We see Condorian Davis make that pass on Robertson's stick. He's stuck down low. I gotta figure out how to get rid of this stupid message in my chat.
Good battle here for sixth.
Condorian is just trying to get by him. Brandon Meyer has now gotten right to the bumper of Condorian. They're going to try to get around Robertson here. He's pulling out his inner Newman. Elbows out. And Started to look like we might go 3 wide there for a second. Brandon Meyer backed out of it a little bit. Looks like Condorian's going to get it done. Meyer's going to jump to the inside of Robertson and capitalize on this. So Ryan Robertson loses 2 positions there. So Condorian Davis now 6th, Brandon Meyer now 7th. Ryan Robertson drops back to 8th position. And it looks like Brandon Meyer might want one more spot here. Outside of Condorian. Try this middle lane here. They're coming up on that lapped car territory. Looks like you can just hold that high lane, let them by.
Get into some lap traffic up front.
Keep an eye on the scoring sheet here. Conroe's been losing a little bit of time to Moglia, but not a whole lot. It jumps around a little bit. I think Moglia is a lot better in one of the corners because it jumps around a good bit. But we've got a couple of seconds between all the positions up there, except for first and second. This battle right here is our closest one currently.
Oh, and Milkleader gets turned on the straightaway.
What the heck? We're still green. He kept it straight.
Looks like he
back this up a little bit. I'm gonna.
The 8 car got him.
Yeah, coming out of the corner, Moglia just kept going up high.
Yeah, it looked like he did clear himself there. So don't put that one on Junior.
Yeah, I mean, Junior's just hanging out up there. Moglia just tries to clear himself.
We saw
out
that
of
last
second place, too. I mean, what are we doing here, people? I mean, we're starting a trend now of people running up front, just dumping themselves across lap down cars who are trying their best to stay out of the way.
Misjudgment on that one, looks like.
Yeah. Let's look at our leader as he's fighting some knockdown traffic, getting around them real simple. I'll bring up a little battle here. Wow, okay. Alright, I'll jump it up. So, our top 10 currently, Conroe still in the lead. Merrick Watchorn inherits second off of Moglia's mistake there. J.J. Moore inherits third. Fortson Post inherits fourth. Moglia drops back to fifth. Condorian Davis still in sixth. Brandon Meyer in seventh. Ryan Robertson in eighth. Nicholas Van Heeler in ninth. And Robert Riscola Jr. in 10th. Our closest battle right now, Jimmy Inslee trying to make a move on Joseph Enright. Looks like he's probably going to get it done here. Enright might get the run off the corner here. They're going to be side by side down this back stretch, the front stretch it looks like here.
That really opens it up for the 5 car.
I mean, yeah, that now leaves a 5-second gap from Connor Road to Merrick Watchorn in second.
I'm kind of surprised Merrick is not doing anything this race. He's doing great. Just
I mean, there's still plenty of time, and he's still close enough that pit stops will influence things. And of course, we can always have a caution at any point that'll really stack this field up. So you never know. But as long as he's there, I think he's pretty safe. And Inslee gets that pass done. Let's jump to this battle right here. Condorian Davis trying to get around Moglia, who's probably got some damage. Looks like Brandon Meyer's going to follow him right through.
Oh, that's a trouble.
Ooh, they got squirrely
here. Let's get about 3 or 4 cars together. I'm like,
Meyer's still trying to get around Condorian Davis there. So this is the battle for 5th place right here with Condorian Davis and Brandon Meyer. Ryan Robertson also gets around Matthew Moglia, so there's definitely something wrong with his car now. he's not getting 100% out of it. But of course, that'll happen when he nose into the wall.
Definitely.
You know, it's just, he just heard that we were just up here just watching little single file battles, and he just wanted to make it interesting there for a lap or two. Just get some excitement in here.
Just a little bit of housekeeping. We had 00 of Terry Fennell and the 24 of Evan Allen retire from this race earlier. So those are the 2 cars that are out.
Yeah, and we've got...
I think Devin Luke too.
Yeah, I mean, just... Like, I know these races usually go green flag, and we have a tendency to just run flag to flag. So, I understand the disappointment, and if you mess up your first pit stop, your race might be over, but at the same time, I feel like there should be some sort of perseverance from yourself to get out there and try to get around other cars and just keep the race alive, because there's always chances that there's going to be cautions, there's going to be people crashing, there's going to be people disconnecting, so there's always places to make up. With this season being a purely points race, every point matters. So it's just, I don't really agree with the decision to back out just because you had a penalty or you got a little bit of damage here or there. And that was what surprised me so much about Bristol last night in the Cup Series. So many people left with so many laps to go. It was like, just fix your damage. You got 4 minutes. It's about 10 laps down. You still got plenty of race to make up positions on everybody.
10 car is really struggling here.
Jump on here. Yeah, he's probably going to lose another position here. Robert's
He just ran at 35.7, so he's got some real big damage.
Yeah, he is falling back through this field pretty quick. And if I was him, I'd start the short pit here pretty soon, try to fix some damage. Try to
if he can,
try to save this one.
If he can stay on the lead lap and then catch a caution, he'll be able to repair all that, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, just an unfortunate mistake from him. Just goes up, wipes himself out, and just takes himself out of second place there. Now back in the 10th place, and Jim is starting to gain position, starting to gain time on him. Well, let's check in with our leader here. So he's safely out front, about 4.5 seconds back to Merrick Watchorn, some lap down cars in between them. So Merrick Watchorn here, he's 2.5 seconds ahead of third place. JJ Moore here, there's no one in between them. So not a lot of movement out in our top 4 here. Fourth place of Forts and Post, about 2.5 seconds back from JJ Moore. If we go about 7.5 seconds back, we've got Brandon Meyer, who just recently got around Dorian Davis, who's trying to hang around right there, trying to stay on his bumper, stay in that draft, but not a whole lot of movement up front. Seems pretty set right now, and looks like everybody's still just running relatively calm, trying to get the most out of the runs here. Now that we're over halfway and we're in a good green flag run, Mike, you see any certain trends you've watched out for here? Any specific movements you've seen? Or
Oh, we're speaking of moving, we got one loose off 4, Andrew Allen in the grass, mowing the lawn. I think he might just call it a night after that one. Looks like he might tow.
Yep.
Yeah, he did.
Yep,
Okay.
He just, sat there and towed.
I was going to say, I just can't believe how on top of the lap times are just on top of each other. There's just not a whole lot of people running different lap times. It's all about the same, like 10th off here and there. So there's not a whole lot of opportunity to gain on people if you're running the same lap time.
Yeah, looking at the
we're already
field right
spread out.
now, all the best lap times are 31.2s, 31.5s, and all the current lap times are 33.1s, 33.2s. I mean, just all these laps are really similar. That is true. Yeah, just trying to hold on here.
Pots in the wall. Like he's gonna.
He's just not had a good one so far.
Yeah,
Been kind of
after
rough for him.
after a huge win last week at IRP. Unexpected. Definitely not expected one for sure.
There's our leader. Now that we're on lap 70, about 40 to go here, I'm going to take us into a loose and loud real quick before we get into our next cycle of pit stops. So
Let's do it.
Let's bring this up here.
On lap 69. Nice.
So let's go to loose and loud. And we are back. Pit cycles are beginning to cycle in here. We've had Brandon Meyer, Ryan Sizemore, Steven Jr., Alex Snyder just entered. Brandon Meyer just coming out. Connor Rose, you see there, jumping onto pit road. Merrick Watchorn is on pit road. Fortson Poston currently on pit road. So let's go to Condorian Davis will inherit the lead off of this pit cycle. Oh, nope, he's going to come down. Let's see if anybody chooses to stay. Whoa, Munson! Manages to save it off of 4 there. So Nicholas Van Hemert will inherit the lead on this one. And we'll see how long he stays out. So we see Merrick Watchorn there is out of pit road. He's running around the apron currently. There's Fortson Poston. So we'll see if anybody can make a jump on pit road here and move their position around.
Yeah,
Connor
Connor's
Rose
already
now out
headed,
of pit
so-
road. Whoa, and Kyle trying to pit there. That was a risky entry.
Oh, and he spun it on pit
33
road.
had to really work to get around him there and avoid that incident. Managed to do a really good job of keeping it green there.
Yeah.
But interesting enough, Connor Rowe keeps the lead. J.J. Moore right there behind him. Only about 2-second gap now. So let's see here. And Merrick has now been put a lap down. Fortson Poston just unlapped himself right there. As we see Nicholas Van Hemert go into pit road there. So let's jump on with J.J. Moore here. So he's only got about 2 seconds back to Fortson Poston, about a second back to Merrick Watchorn. And somehow Blake Schneider manages to work his way back up into 7th off of this pit cycle here. And I don't know if he's already pit or not.
He's still on old tires.
And he must be. But
Since
Connor
lap
Rowe
39.
still your leader. So let's see here. Let's see if I can pull up pit strategy here. So yeah,
Yeah.
you see, you got a couple of guys. You got Van Hemert, Riskello Jr. still on old tires. They're going to be moving down through this order here. Let's see here. Our oldest tires right now within the top 10 is Meyer and Robertson. Connor Rowe on fairly new. J.J. Moore on slightly newer. Other than that, I mean, yeah, you see those guys out back. They're going to start slowly moving down the board as they come in to finally pit. But 37 lap run and then about a 38 lap run for everybody. So they're really taking these tires as far as they can get them. Let's get rid of that. I'll bring up our track map here so we can sort of show how spread out this field is currently. Let's fix that car number. There we go. So you see our 5 car in that white dot moving across the top there. So he's entering 3 and 4. The man in second place currently, J.J. Moore in the 31, you see he's just now entering 3 and 4. So they've got about a 9-second gap right there. Connor Rowe is just out front and running away with it at this point here with 30 to go. And it should be pretty much green all the way. There's not any more required pit stops. There's really nothing standing in the way except for his own ego, his own mistakes. So we'll see if he can hold on to it here. And, you know, yeah, it was just a good pick from Matt off the gate. So we'll see if he can hold on to it. Fortson Poston only about 3/10 of a second. Not 3/10, 3/4 of a second behind J.J. Moore. He's getting slowed up a little bit here trying to get around Horseboat. But Merrick Watchorn now is right there on Fortson. We'll see if he can get around him. He can find enough speed here.
They both pit on the same lap, it looks like, so they're on equal tires.
Yeah, I mean, Merrick's not gaining anything on Poston now. It's just kind of running really similar speeds, but Horseboat's really holding up Fortson now. Horseboat needs to get out of the way and let these guys battle. So Merrick Watchorn's going to try to sneak on the inside there. They're side by side going into one. We'll see which one of them can hold out and get the better run out of this corner. That high side will get the better run if you can hold it. It looks like he did. Side draft will try to help Merrick Watchorn here. And we're going to repeat the same process going into 3 and 4.
Yeah, you might have to just let that one go and just
Yeah.
hang out in fourth.
Fortson had to keep it out of the wall on exit, had to give it up a little bit. So Merrick Watchorn makes that pass for third. Fortson Poston now in fourth. Our top 10 as we currently sit, Connor Rowe first, J.J. Moore in second, Merrick Watchorn in third, Fortson Poston in fourth, Brandon Meyer fifth, Kendorian Davis sixth, Ryan Robertson in seventh, Nicholas Van Hemert in eighth, Robert Riskello Jr. in ninth, and Joseph Enright in 10th as we currently run. So notable movement out of that. J.J. Moore in second place is up 19 spots from the start. Ryan Robertson is up 8 spots from the start. Jimmy Inslee, who's just outside the top 10 in 11th place right now, he is up 14 spots from the start. So a couple of guys with a lot of movement.
All under green.
Yeah, all under green. Yeah, I mean, just some of them are really throwing out their best Bill Elliott impression right now, trying to just run away.
And Moglia has manually disconnected
That is unfortunate.
after a
Let's
strong.
jump back here. Ryan
strong
Robertson's about to get another pass on Kendorian Davis set up here. We'll see if he can make it happen. Looks like he's slowly getting to the outside there. So he's going to try to take this run on the high side, keep that momentum up. Yeah,
There's
Matt
cars
is
out of
just
fourth.
Matt's throwing some good shade on Tom right there. That's pretty funny in the chat there. Ryan Robertson cannot seem to get around Dorian Davis here. Coming at 22 to go here. Been some good battles back and forth. Our leader has been very well out front since lap 1. A lot of squabbling behind him. We're on green flag the whole race, so not a lot of major incidents. Just pretty calm race, and this is kind of what we see from Sprocket consistently, which is a double-edged sword because it's good races, it's good for them. They enjoy it a lot more, but up here in the booth, it can get kind of boring just watching cars turn left. I mean, that is just what it is at the end of the day. When these battles start to run out, we just get everybody spread out. You see Fortson still right there behind Merrick, but not able to get on. I think Merrick's starting to run away with it a little bit. But I think now's a good time. I'll bring it up. Monday nights, our Gears Cup Series races at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can watch that live at twitch.tv/xcourseBoatX. He puts on a great show. Our Gears Cup Series is fantastic racing. It's a very competitive field. We have a lot larger field than that. We're getting 40 cars a race right now, so make sure you tune into that. Next Monday, we're running at Sonoma for the Wine Country race, Wine Country 100. As Merrick starts to drift there. So that should be a good one, our first road course of the year, so that'll be fun to watch. So make sure you tune into that Monday night, 8 p.m., twitch.tv/xcourseBoatX. Even with that little drift, Fortune didn't really catch up that much. Man. Let's see here. Any active battles happening? Nicholas Van Hemert's starting to catch Ryan Robertson. Got a really good run out of that corner. Looks like he's going to make it happen here.
Completes it.
Gets it done real easy right there. Quick.
You're on about
his lap times right
4 lap fresher tires of the 16.
now. Yeah, and Nicholas Van Hemer is currently lapping about 2/10 quicker than our leader right now. So he's trying to get everything he can out of these tires as we're within 20 to go here. JJ Moore has cut down the lead from about 9.5 seconds at the end of that pit cycle now to only about 7.7, 7.8. So he's cutting into it, but he is not making enough progress right now. We are just pretty much single filed out. Not really a lot of battling happening anymore.
Brandon Meyer.
Check.
Tom's throwing shade on Brandon here. But Brandon after surgery out here running top 5 again.
I mean, I can't explain it because, like, it was a big concern preseason of how the team he's on is going to handle him being gone for months and still stay competitive in the team standings. And so they had to try to work their way around our rules and what our provisions were with that. Then he goes in for surgeries, and it started out, hey, I'm probably going to miss 3 months. Then about a week before his surgery, he said, I'm probably going to miss a couple of weeks. Then he has his surgery, comes out, and literally a week later races at Bristol for 250 laps. Finishes, top 10 there? 10th, 11th, something like that. And finished the race. Then comes here and races here at Kansas for 110 laps. And he's currently sitting in 5th place, all on one leg. So that's just a little nutty. I can't explain it. We got Forts and Poston trying to make a move on Merrick Watchman here. He's to the inside. Maybe Merrick used up those tires. We'll see if Fortson can actually get it done here. They are side by side. I mean, this is a battle right here.
Yeah, this could end bad. The two guys that don't like giving it up.
I mean, sometimes you just got to go that way. I mean, they're not giving each other any room either. They are staying on it. Looks like Fortson's going to clear him. See if he can run away with it. So Fortson makes that pass for third place. Merrick Watchorn drops into fourth.
Did not expect that.
I mean, yeah, Fortson was sitting about half a second behind him for about 10, 15 laps there, and then out of nowhere just gained all this time. He's going to extend that run a little bit, so he's going to stay out there in third. See if Merrick can find something, try to get back to him. But I mean, everyone has to kind of watch their tires at this point, because if you're running them a little bit hard, they're going to start getting a little loose on you. Your back end's going to start wanting to squabble out. So you're going to have to really take care and drive it well. If you were saving tires, now's about the time you start to really gas it up and start taking advantage of that, which might have been what Fortson was doing. But Merrick is right there back on his bumper, not letting him get away. You got to try to hold on to these tires till the end of the race, because we're coming to 11 to go.
Yeah, that's
not
definitely
a whole lot of time left. You got to just keep your car under you, keep it calm here. Man, Merrick is not giving up. He is staying right there.
On brand.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. And Mike, I don't know if you've seen this, but Evan Allen has left the gear server.
I did.
That is unfortunate. Merrick's going to get the run off of the corner there and take the position back.
Flopped it back.
We'll see if Fortson can get back under him.
Oh, we got one slow in the wall in 4. Looks like Justin Potts. He's slow on the apron.
He has had just a bad race. He is not having a good one. It's about the third time you've mentioned him hitting the wall, spinning out, going through the infield, something. He's not having a good night for him. And Matt brings up a great point. Fortson Poston, this is his first season on iRacing. It's not his first season with us as Gears. He was on Heat 5 with us about 4 years ago now. But it's his first season on iRacing. He's had it for about 3 months now. And he's already up here competing with some of the faster guys we have in our Sprocket series. And he's doing pretty good at it. And he's had some pretty good runs in the Cup series. A little bit of misfortune here or there with some wrecks. But he's definitely showing some really good speed for the limited experience he has, which is really great to see. It just shows that. Oh, and he catches the wall there. That's going to really slow him down.
We talked about too much.
Of course. I just had to go and say something.
But seriously, like, he's running with Merrick Watchorn, who's the absolute favorite of this series, and he's hanging with him. I mean, 2 totally different spectrums of experience
Merrick
here.
catches the apron a little bit. I mean, this could still go either way for him here. They're still right there with each other. As we have 8 to go, coming to 7 to go now.
He's in class right now, learning from Merrick, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely, and that just shows, like, if this is his starting point, I mean, how much more can he improve as he actually learns just the slight, intricacies of iRacing and how you have to run certain things in each car's little learning curve, and then trying to learn the tracks and oval in general and just everything, where iRacing is just very different from most other racing services, where it's just those intricacies you have to learn and figure out how you properly do things. But with this as a starting point, there's no telling where he's going to end up in 1 year's time after getting a lot of seat time and getting in these races and racing around a lot of these really fast guys that we have here. Merrick pulled out a little bit, and Tom would jump on that one, but Mike, you're a better man, so you didn't.
Coming to about 5 to go here. Connor's loose out of 4 by himself. I can't believe how much he's pushing it.
Let's hop on Connor here. Let's watch him around. So he's got a 9-second lead to second place of J.J. Moore, who's got about a 2.5-second lead to third place of Merrick Watchorn, who has Fortson Poston within half a second of him. 7 seconds back to Brandon Meyer, about 5 seconds back to Kendorian Davis, and then about half a second back to Nicholas Van Heemert, and then another 2 seconds to Ryan Robertson, and then about another second to Robert Riskello.
The yellow flag is
Caution
out.
is
Oh, we
out.
have a caution. Looks like the 48. Oh, man. We actually have some action here. So let's transition that. And I'll try to back it up. Get a good angle of this.
Poor Connor.
So here we have it. 48 car just running down the front stretch. 21 just comes up and cleans him out. Just absolutely. Just Kendorian Davis just says, you know what? I'm tired of you. Let's just get you out of the way. And there they go. Just dumps him right there going into the corner. Just keeps on driving like nothing happened. So there's the caution there. Of course, him sliding up around the track. And everyone does a really good job of avoiding him there. It's really, really proud of everyone there. But that was crazy. Goodness. So you see we've got guys coming down pit road here. It's Merrick Watchorn, J.J. Moore. I think, everyone's coming down for some fresh tires on this one. So we'll see if I can see who comes out of pit road first on this. And I think this is going to turn into a green white checkered here if I'm not mistaken. Connor's going to come out first, Merrick Watchorn second, Brandon Meyer, J.J. Moore, Alex Snyder, who I'm pretty sure is a lap down, Fortson Poston in fifth. So Merrick Watchorn gains spots on that pit stop, moves up into second. So he's going to be either inside or outside of Connor Rowe once we get going here. So this is going to get crazy quick.
You know what we got here, Nate? We got NASCAR overtime.
Well, this is where I'm just going to bring out well, I've looked at the trends, and cautions breed cautions here in NASCAR. So we'll see how crazy this actually gets. We see a few guys trying to wait for the wave around here. And yeah, Matt, shenanigans about to take place, absolutely. And then Matt, of course, commenting on that incident there. The most unintentional looking intentional wreck I've ever seen. Oh, and also Matt's correcting your NASCAR overtime. It's gears overtime, sir. We're in gears now. It's gears overtime.
Gears overtime.
I mean, this race was just going by a little too quick. We just had to make it just a little bit longer. I mean, this is going to be crazy. We did see Connor on the initial start outrun Merrick and get around him and get out front, or get around Moglia and get out front. I don't know if Merrick will be fast enough to stay with him here. Connor showed some really good pace. But anything's possible now. We've got J.J. Moore, who is slowly catching Connor on that last run there. Back and forth. Brandon Meyer sitting right there in third. So his one leg's doing him pretty good right now. We've got Fortson Poston, Kendorian Davis behind them. Ryan Robertson, Nicholas Van Heemert, Robert Riskello Jr., Jimmy Inslee. At your top 10. Pace car is off. So we're going to come into the used to be the Geico restart zone here.
Green flag, green flag.
Great start for the 5.
5, yeah. Got that car length. J.J. Moore coming up, dropping off the side. Connor has cleared himself out front. J.J. Moore's going to be outside of Merrick. Merrick's going to lose it. He saves it. He's going to lose a lot of time on that. JJ is pushing hard. Let's see if Connor can hold
making it
Merrick's
stick.
hanging on back there.
Here he comes. He's got to block it. He can't block it. Here he comes.
It's too late. Don't dump yourself.
They're
They
gonna be
touch.
side by side.
Oh, boy.
Here comes JJ Moore.
That lap. This is the white flag. Last chance for everybody.
Down the quarter panel.
Oh, JJ's blinking. JJ's blinking.
Side by side, he's gonna have to run off too.
Brandon might get the position on Merrick Watchorn here as well. Ryan Robertson moving up, going to try to get 5th place. Side by side for our leaders.
Oh, he's getting loose on the bottom.
Oh,
he
no!
gets into it.
Oh,
No, here it
and
comes.
our leaders dump each other.
Oh,
Oh, it's a massive wreck. It's a massive wreck. Oh my gosh.
Who just won?
Did Nicholas Van Hemert drove through that to win this race?
No way.
That was insane. All right, we're backing this up. We're watching this again. That
couldn't
was
even tell who won.
absolutely insane. Absolutely nutty.
Oh,
Goodness. Okay.
and you feel for Connor Rowe after that.
Oh my
man.
gosh. So you see he's already making moves inside. We'll see here. You got Connor on the outside. They just take out the entire field. Nicholas Van Hemert, who's down low and all that, escapes, wins this race. I mean,
Unbelievable.
that is crazy.
That was a wild finish, man.
I mean, just they took out just the entire top 10 with that incident. Connor Rowe takes a few flips. I think he crossed the checkered flag upside down and on fire. I mean, and Ryan Robertson there just gets sent across the checkered line by Alex Snyder there. Just goodness. So our top 3 after that: Nicholas Van Hemert, your winner; Robert Riskello Jr., second. And let's see here. I'll actually bring up this to show everybody once I take this back live here. Nicholas Van Hemert, your winner; Robert Riskello Jr., second. Merrick Watchorn came home with a 3rd still, somehow. Dorian Davis 4th, Fortson Poston 5th, J.J. Moore managed to hold on to 6th, Connor Rowe moves back to 7th, Brandon Meyer holds on to 8th, Jimmy Inslee 9th, and Joseph Enright 10th. I mean, that was insane.
Haven't had one of those in a long time.
Insane. And we'll see if we can get some of our winners in here. Some of our better finishers here. Let's see. Try to tag them. Mike, any final thoughts on that finish there? Because that
I'm kind of speechless. I mean, he had a great battle there into 3. Connor got loose. I mean, he's trying to drive it in, keep it there. He's going to lose the race if he doesn't, so I get it. He gets loose, gets to the left rear of the 31, and that's just chaos after that.
I mean, that was absolutely insane. So let's bring in our 3rd place finisher. Merrick Watchorn, you got a copy?
Yeah.
I just absolute insanity right there. Do you have any thoughts?
I'm pretty pissed off right now with this, with the race in general. That was the worst race I've ever had to deal with. You couldn't pass, you couldn't push, you couldn't do anything. The damn thing wanted to get loose off exit and on entry. It will bottom out in 1 and 3. I mean, the damn thing didn't know if it wanted to be a race car or a dirt track. I've never driven a car that was that ridiculously loose from one end to the other end of the track. So and that just ending. I mean, you can't do anything when you're on fresh tires and you're loose and you're trying to push the car to the absolute edge. So to see the wreck the way it happened there, I'm not surprised. I mean, it just, I don't know what to say, man. Just the dynamic weather aspects honestly messed everyone up. It was, and the track became green. Like, it was a fresh track when we all got on there. There was no rubber. So it was, we're on ice skates, man. It was terrible.
Well, to change topics just a little bit, you managed on that final pit stop on your caution to come out 2nd, right behind the leader at the time of Connor Rowe. Was there a certain strategy you did there, or were you just a lot cleaner on and off?
I think it was just a lot cleaner on and off.
Okay.
You're super, like, you're drifting onto the pit road. There's no, it was either a good day or a bad day. I mean, on the 3rd and final pit stop before the yellow, I mean, I I wrecked, and that was just basically was what the race was all night long. That was just my race where I was wrecking loose and just could not get any grip whatsoever to those tires. I couldn't run the top, couldn't run the bottom or in the middle. I mean, I was babying the car the entire time. It just felt like so. I mean, it's racing, and it's
Well,
this
you still came
byproduct.
home in third. You got that podium finish. So, I mean, just you still have to take some sort of good out of this. You're still probably going to hold on to the points lead, it looks like, with that third place finish. So, do you have anybody you want to shout out after that, or what yeah, anybody you want to shout out?
I'll give a shout out to y'all and the admin team for putting on a great show, trying to get us all out here to race. But give a shout out to my team owner, all my league members and team members and everything else. And I feel really bad for Connor. Connor absolutely deserved this. He figured out something with this terrible track with the dynamic weather, and I just feel bad for Connor. He absolutely deserved it. He took me to school on this one. I'm frustrated on my end. So besides that, whatever, man. I appreciate you guys.
All right, well, thank you, man. Thanks for coming and talk to us for a minute.
Good run, man.
I'm going to drag you back out.
Yeah, guys.
Now let's bring in our second place finisher. Bobbert, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
So you managed to come home second after an absolutely wild finish. Any thoughts?
I'm just surprised I made it through the grass, honestly. I was just keeping it on the gas the whole way through. Kendorian pushed me into the grass. I think he was trying to avoid it too. And it was just insane. I saw it come up that I hit second, so that's awesome. Great race. It was definitely a challenge with the heat on the track. Tires were difficult, but I was catching Ryan Robertson at the end. I was hoping to just stay in the top 10, but I mean, I'll take that. That was a wild finish. Feel bad for Connor. He had a great race, but
Yeah,
it was awesome.
And you were pretty consistently in the top 10 and having decent battles throughout the midfield there. And then, did you have any inkling that was probably going to happen coming through that final lap, or were you just shocked and just trying to hold on to it?
I kind of sat back after the restart a little bit because the first lap of the green-white checkered was a little squirrely. I didn't think it would be Connor flipping through the air, but I thought something was going to happen for sure. But I'm glad I sat back a little bit enough to, squeeze through the infield for second. So.
Well, congratulations on that second place, man. It definitely was just an absolutely wild finish. Anybody you want to shout out?
No, just my team, man. They've been great this whole year. I know Wells, he hasn't made it. In a lot of races, he's feeling down about it, but we're keeping Project 126 up, so hopefully he can make the next couple of races.
Yeah, it'll be good to see him on track. Well, thanks for coming to talk to us. Congratulations on that second place finish. Absolutely wild. I'm going to drag you back out, man.
Thank you. In there.
All right. So let's see here. I'm going to bring in our winner now, Nicholas Van Hemert. Nick, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
So you managed to come home out of nowhere and win that race after that crazy finish. How are you feeling?
I'm beyond stoked right now. I can't even imagine winning one of these deals. I just got inside the 12 there at the end, and I was like, I'm just gonna finish in the top 10 or top 5. I kept my nose clean. I ran into Joseph there early in the race. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry for that. Words can't describe. Even winning in real life, it's not. Just can't describe what it feels like. So, to win a big race like in my first ever league, I can't. I don't know what to say, to be honest with you. I feel like Ricky Bobby.
Well,
That's
I mean,
awesome.
You definitely had it figured out running just right there on that white line through 3 and 4. And then, did you have any inclination that wreck was going to happen, or were you just absolutely shocked and trying to hold on to it?
Like when I run super speedways, I always run the bottom because I always know that there's a way out if something would happen, and everything kind of always trickles up. And I always know if you go to the bottom there that there's a way out. And to be honest with you, Merrick and Connor had a pretty good battle pretty much all race. I was just kind of, happy with the top 5. And when I seen that stuff happen, you know, I was just like, even coming to the checkered flag, I was literally yelling, I won. And I like had to like look at the stream to even see if I won, and because I was like, I didn't know I won. So, you know, it's just, whew, I don't know what to say. I'm shaking.
I mean, well, I got nothing but congratulations for you, buddy. You've entered a pretty small list of Sprocket winners. You're now on the list of Gears winners. Congratulations for that. Anybody you want to shout out?
Performancebodies.com. He's hey, CPC Construction, Adams Quick Lube, all these guys that are on my car. I just can't thank them enough. They're just a bunch of buddies that I race with, and I just put their business on my car. Vanderbilt Race Cars, that's my uncle's dirt racing chassis, and yeah, that's about it. Gotta thank the good Lord above, my wife, my kids. Just, they all come running in screaming, so.
That's great to hear, man.
It's a good feeling. Good feeling. Thank you guys for putting this stuff on. I enjoy racing a lot. The only one way to do is get back up on the saddle again next week.
Yeah, absolutely. So congratulations on this. Try to bottle up that feeling, man. Hold on to it. Thanks for coming and talking to us. We're going to drag you back out.
Congrats,
Okay,
Nick.
thank you. Yep, see you guys.
So that does it for us here tonight. I mean, that was just an insane finish. Mike, any final thoughts?
I think the wait was worth it. We had to wait a long time for something to happen. I'm not saying every race should end that way, but definitely provided some excitement in the last few laps there.
Yeah, it definitely got crazy there at the end, but overall it was a really good race. Very excited for Van Heemert with his first win there. Absolutely gutted for Connor Rowe, who dominated that entire race until that last lap. But that pretty much does it for us here tonight. Tune in next week for, I'll actually bring up the schedule here. So next week we'll be at Worldwide Technology Raceway, so that's Gateway. And then in the Gears Cup Series, bring that up. Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/xhorseboatx. We're going to be at Sonoma next Monday, so that'll be a really fun one to watch. Be sure to tune in for that. Other than that, everybody, thanks for watching, and hope to see you next week.
Engines roaring, winds are soaring. On this track, no time for ignoring. Racing forward, feel the thrill. Chasing dreams, can't get my fill. Minds in motion, hearts in sync. Every mile's gone in a blink. Destiny calls, the road's my friend. Round the corner, the pulses blend. Spirits rise with acceleration. On this thrilling dedication. With each twist and turn I see the track's my home eternally. Chasing shadows, feeling alive. In this race I strive to thrive. Wheels on fire under the sun. Pushing limits, the race is won. Echoes of cheers, adrenaline flows through the finish line. The victory glows in this moment. I'm racing for the win. Embrace the glory, let the joy begin. Spirits rise with acceleration. On this thrilling dedication. With each twist and turn I see the track's my home eternally. In victory lane, the party ignites. Celebrate victory lane where joy never waits.